Okay, so this download that I have for y'all is very different. Very different, okay? I don't know if you've been paying me any attention over the last couple of days, but I have been mentioning how things are inevitably going to change around the channel, okay? I've been talking about how the messages and the downloads I have been getting are changing, okay? So if you haven't noticed, you will, and you're about to. It's going to be less tarot and more teaching, okay? So if you aren't here to learn and you're just here to suck up the repetitive cyclical messages of love readings and karmic readings, guess what, honey? You might not want to be here anymore, because we moving, we elevating, okay? We're going forward. We don't stay in the same fucking place. You never find me in the same place you left me, ever, okay? So take it how it is. Take it, do what you must. If you want to unsubscribe, because I ain't going to be doing love readings all day, 24/7 about Sally, Jesse, and Raphael, so be it. I am only interested in those in the collective who are wanting to learn, grow, elevate, ascend, etc. So, let me get into this download and message that Spirit gave to me. What day was this? This was February 17th, 2026. For context, today is February 19th, 2026. But everything I do is timeless. The readings are timeless. The lessons are timeless. I am timeless. No tiempo. So, at 6:06 a.m., if you've paid me any attention, you know me. You know I see mirror numbers as confirmation, okay? So 6:06 a.m. is when I got this message. So it came as a form of a question. And the question was, why do some missing children and people, why are they never found? Okay, that was a question. Why are some missing women and children, missing people and children never found? Emphasis on women. If you know by now, when my mouth makes a mistake, it's not a mistake, okay? So here's the answer that I was given to this question, okay? The reason some missing women and children, people and children, are never found is because there's an off-planet human slave trade, okay? That's the message. Also, Spirit has guided me to do a series of things over the last few days, ordering things and stuff that I normally would not. I was sitting here the other morning and I literally heard Spirit say to me, Space Atlas. And I was like, is that even a thing? Do they even make that, Spirit? Do they even, what is it? So I went on Amazon because I was guided to look for it. And when I went on Amazon, I actually did find a space atlas, the Observer's Sky Atlas. And I debated with Spirit for a few minutes. I was like, do you want me to get this? What am I supposed to, like, do you want me to order it? So I went through all the ones that they had. And this was the one that called to me. This was the one that Spirit wanted me to order. I've only had it for not even 24 hours. And already I've been getting messages and downloads about things in this atlas that I should not know about. So that's one of the directions that Spirit has got me going in, if you are curious. So this goes along with this energy. I actually got this download the day that I was guided to purchase the Space Atlas, okay? So let me continue. So there's an off-planet human slave trade, okay? Humans are some of the most valuable commodities in the universe. Other species of extra-dimensionals, extraterrestrials, etc., look at us as if we are an anomaly. Why, you wonder? Humans are the only species of extra-dimensional that have the ability to experience life in the way that we experience through emotions and through physical, like, life, okay? Other extraterrestrials, etc., don't have that privilege. They don't have human emotions. That's why they're called human emotions. They don't have the same emotions that we do. Light beings and other beings operate differently than we do. We are also an anomaly because we are able to be present in the 3D physical world and also be present in the 5D at the same time. Okay? Example, me. I am physically here in the 3D world, in the earth plane with you. But at the same time, I am also in the 5D. That's how I'm able to channel messages and see what I see, etc. Humans are the only species in the galaxy that have that ability. That's why we are an anomaly. That's why we are priceless. That's why we are a hot commodity. Okay? They are mystified by human abilities. Okay? Let me continue. Now, if you remember a few days ago or maybe a week ago, I dropped a message about CERN. Actually, that was a few months ago. I dropped a message about CERN. Recently, I was also guided, that was a week ago, to drop a message about the James Webb Telescope. Okay, about how it's a tracker. It's not an actual telescope. It's a tracking device to track starseeds. Confirmation bird. Okay. CERN, NASA, the government, all this shit is one giant party, okay? Raise the roof. Hey. It's one giant party. It's one giant conglomerate, okay? So CERN is also connected to all of this. Let me continue. CERN. If you don't know what CERN is the huge particle accelerator in Germany. Is it Germany? Let me just make sure before I... Switzerland, excuse me. Something about Germany. It's the huge particle accelerator in Switzerland that they are using to research the God particle, collide particles, etc. Okay? Nose is running. If you are a returning subscriber, you know when my nose runs, that means a lot of information is about to come out. So CERN is connected to all of this. CERN is actually a transport portal. Yeah, you heard me. CERN is actually a transport portal. Transport portal. Oh, what is a portal? Spirit, what the fuck is a portal? I don't think that's a word. It might be, but I don't know if it is a word. Spirit's guiding me to say it for some reason. I'll look it up afterwards. Shit. Transport portal. Okay? Now, what they do at CERN is they perform sacrifices and rituals there, and they offer up humans in the off-planet human slave trade through the CERN portal. The transport portal, okay? So, CERN hosts what they call an open data portal. It's making it sound like it's talking about internet information. It's not what it's actually talking about. They use a lot of wordplay when it comes to the titles of these things that they name. They use a lot of wordplay. And if you really look deeply into the wordplay, you'll understand that they're really saying something else while saying something else. Okay? So they offer up humans in the off-planet human slave trade through their portal. Okay? So, CERN hosts, like I said, what they call the open data portal. That acts as an access point for research data. The research data is not actually research data like on the internet or on paper like you think. Let me continue. So, CERN and the government, the dark agenda, deny that CERN has an actual portal. That's why they use the words open data portal. Okay? They deny the fact that there's an actual portal there, and they use wordplay to make these things seem normal, like I already said. So the open data portal is for human data transfer, okay? Which is human research data, okay? Which is human trafficking off-world. The human research data is the humans for research. They're being transported through the portal off-world for research because humans are a hot commodity. Other beings, other dimensionals, other extraterrestrials don't they don't understand how we operate because they can't operate the way we operate, so they research us. So CERN is literally making sacrifices of people to these extra-dimensionals, extraterrestrials, and sending people through this portal for research, human research data. Okay. So, where are they trafficking these humans through this portal? To the moon. To the moon. Did you hear me? To the moon. Moon. Yeah, to the moon. Okay? Now, there has been rumors, etc., over many years saying that there was people that lived on the moon, that the moon is actually a space station. Okay. Listen, yeah, there are, and there is people on the moon, but it's not the people you think. Okay? It's literally, the moon is literally, I just heard, like a research hub. A research hub, okay? So these people are being sacrificed, not killed. They're being sacrificed as in given to the portal and sent off world to the moon for research, okay? That's why the myth about there being humans and people on the moon is no myth. The moon is a soul catcher. That's what I heard, soul catcher, okay? I.e., the man in the moon. It has nothing to do with the moon spots looking like a face. There's literally men, people, women, children in the moon. In the moon, okay? Then I heard Operation Blue Moon. And I was like, what is Operation Blue Moon? Is that even a real operation, Spirit? So, me being the nerd I am, I did some research. I'm always researching, okay? Operation Blue Moon is actually the name of spacecrafts. They're a family of lunar landers. Lunar landers are machines, spacecrafts that literally go to the moon and land on the moon. Okay? So, Operation Blue Moon is what I heard while I was meditating. When I looked it up, the Blue Moon is actual spacecrafts that are a family of lunar landers intended to carry humans and cargo to the moon. Humans and cargo. Human cargo. To the moon. To the moon. Okay? So, the larger Blue Moon lander is planned to land a crew of up to 4 humans on the lunar surface for the NASA Artemis 5 mission in 2030. Now, listen to this. Operation Blue Moon was redacted, because as I was writing this, I heard redacted, and there was no Operation Blue Moon. It was just a Blue Moon spacecraft. So Operation was redacted from the name, and they just called them the Blue Moon landers. It's literally Operation Blue Moon, though. Okay. So I did an automatic writing in 2024. I don't know if you know what automatic writing is. Automatic writing is when you go into a meditative state and you just let your hand move. And whatever spirit, whatever comes through, it gets written down. It's not you thinking and writing or anything. It's just you moving your hand until you're guided to write what you write. So I did an automatic writing in 2024, okay? And what I got in the automatic writing, I kept it too, because I had no idea exactly what it was talking about until this very moment. Until I got this download. Let me explain to you. So in 2024, I got the automatic writing, and I was given the name Artemis, which is the name of this mission, which is the name of the NASA mission, Artemis 5. The one where they're taking the Blue Moon lander to the moon and with some human cargo, okay? So, like I was saying, when I did the automatic writing, I got the name Artemis, which is a Greek goddess of childbirth and the hunt. They hunt children from birth. Ties back into the James Webb telescope. When I told you the James Webb telescope is not a telescope, it's a tracker for star seeds. I'll link that video at the end of this video in the last 20 seconds so you can click on it and go watch it if you haven't watched it. They literally use the James Webb telescope to look at galaxies to track the first star seeds. Since birth, since their creation of the galaxy, the universe, okay? So Artemis is the Greek goddess of childbirth and the hunt. Okay? Crazy, right? So I actually have the page here that I did the automatic writing, and I want to show you. This was a translation when I wrote it back out, but this was the automatic writing that I wrote. Okay? This is the auto writing that I wrote in 2024 with the name Artemis. I'm going to read to you, when I wrote it clearly, what it told me. Hi there. I don't know who you are, but you know me. My name is Artis. Artis was short for Artemis. Okay? I have you know that you are very special, but why do you doubt? Be you. Do you know your power? You are very powerful. So I asked, who is Artis? And I got the reply, I am Artis. Go and look and see who I am. Look me for me. Go see. That is it. And that was the end of the automatic writing. So Artemis literally came to me and told me to go look up who she was. And I did. And I didn't understand what Artemis for short. I didn't know what Artemis wanted me to look up. I didn't understand what the message was, but I kept the writing. And here we are today. And now I know what Artemis was talking about. The particle accelerator, CERN, is a play on words, okay? It's a play on words for a portal. Matter and particles are accelerated in a vacuum tube in the CERN particle accelerator, okay? Magnets guide the beam, keeping the particles focused in a precise path/destination. Eons ago, the ancient Egyptians also had portals and particle accelerators. CERN is using ancient Egyptian technology to traffic humans off-world to the moon. This is why some missing people and children are never seen again or found. Then I heard Texarkana, which is a city in Texas. There's a city called Waxahachie near Texarkana, 209 miles away from Texarkana, where there happened to be a failed separate particle accelerator project. Okay? And this project was called the Superconducting Super Collider, and it was planned to be built in Waxahachie, Texas, but it is not directly connected to Texarkana. But I got Texarkana because Spirit wanted me to look up what was around Texarkana, and I found the Waxahachie, Texas Superconducting Super Collider that was supposed to be built. Now listen. Specific real-time or total count statistics for active unresolved missing person cases for the city of Waxahachie, Texas are not publicly available. Funny. That's actually funny. Why not? This is the same for Texarkana, Texas as well. But other cities around the nation have that information available. Why not Waxahachie and why not Texarkana? So, the state of Texas itself has one of the highest numbers of missing persons in the United States of America. That's not a coincidence. We've been talking about missing persons and children this whole time. Artemis, childbirth, and the hunt. Listen. So, the state of Texas itself has one of the highest numbers of missing persons in the United States, with over 40,000 to 45,000 people reported missing annually. The vast majority of whom were children. There were also 2,749 active, open, and unresolved cases of missing persons in Texas as of late 2025. And what I just tell you that they're doing with these missing people, sending them to the moon. The moon. Okay? Now, this information, I was told to write it down. I don't know why it's significant, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. It might be for someone else, one of you, to do the research on or to understand. The CERN coordinates. CERN sits at 46 degrees, 14 and 6 north, and 6 degrees, 2 and 42 east. CERN's address is Esplanade des Particules 11211, Geneva, Switzerland. The address number is literally 1,1211. Okay? Kind of sounds like binary code to me, but I don't know. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. And then the word Esplanade is any open level space for public walks or drives. Public walk, drive of particles. That's what the name of the street that CERN is on. The walk or drive of particles, which is basically the transport of particles, because you walk, you drive, that's transporting. So it's literally on a street named the transport of particles. Public. The public. Transport of public particles. People. Y'all, that's the message. That's what Spirit gave me about CERN, about why a lot of missing people are never found, about Waxahachie, Texas, Texarkana, Texas, Switzerland, and all the other things I just told you about, Artemis, etc. So, take this info how you will. Take it how it resonates. But for someone, that was some answers to some questions you fucking had, and I am glad I was able to give you those answers. I'm going to close this message here, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles.